sequencing emotion in a delicate formation. Numerology's wisdom is a language of vibration. Welcome to the Numerology Hour. Host Kelly Brickel is a numerologist, psychic medium, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether it's working with spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, precision and heart always enters the equation. Now, here is your host of the Numerology Hour, Kelly Brickel.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm Kelly Brickel, and this is the Numerology Hour. I'm on a tad bit late, so for anyone waiting, thank you for your patience. Just juggling things around. This will be a little bit of a shorter episode, but we're here nonetheless. So I'm happy to be here all with you, and this is a show where we talk about all things numerology, as well as we do numerology readings. To showcase that, yes, it is a reading style. Absolutely. It's a way to read, just like ribbons, colors, flowers, feelings, signs. It's all energy. And the more we learn about the universe, the more we really appreciate how much numbers have influence. We're still learning about it. It's still scratching our heads, even in numerology, even in mathematics, but it's a beautiful place to be once you find flow and get your feet wet and start swimming. So welcome, everybody. I'm going to say hello. Hello, Roseanne. Hello, Renee. Hello, Charlotte. Hello. And then I realized that I have to broadcast somewhere extra. I keep moving destinations around. So everybody, hello. Welcome. If anyone has any number questions, please put them down, and then we'll go into readings in just a couple of minutes too as well. But I usually take questions before I go into readings if someone does have them about numbers, vibrations, or anything to do with numerology. So we are in January. I think this is my first show with the Numerology Hour in January. It is. It's been busy. And hello, Renee. Hello. Thanks. And you're like 9 here, not really excited for this year. Oh, that's a great question. So yeah, let me take that in just a moment and just say hello, welcome everybody. We are in a collective year of 1. We were in a collective year, or world year as they say, of 9 last year. Now we're 1. Now we all have different yearly numbers personally. The world shares a theme that we all experience together. So the world has a massive reset with us all being in 1, and it has a collective refreshment energy. It doesn't mean it's like, easy going, but it actually does help for people to feel not as heavy. So that's nice. But regarding Renee, so we are in a world year of 1. We are collectively in a month of 2. Okay, that's just world collectively. And then Renee, you're in a 9 year. And so I actually like 9 years. Not for everything, because it's all about endings. It's about letting things go. That can be difficult. It's about your life actually changing a page somewhere where it's significant, where you feel a transition, whether it's relief or not. But a 9 actually usually is a busy year, and it makes life happen just coming at you, where you just deal with it and you just go, okay, I guess I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And you don't have to overthink it. It's like life just keeps giving you stuff to be. So in a way, the 9 year sometimes doesn't always feel fun, but it's not going to let you sit down long enough to get lost in your thoughts. Change is like enmeshed all around you, and the year goes fast. So if you're like, I want this year to be over, if you're scared of it, it'll be over before you know it. oh my gosh, nines are the quickest years, I think. From my experience and when I've talked to other people, it's the one that goes by the fastest. You will also feel like parts of you are changing, even though they're not completely, like, let's say, where you want it to be. You can feel that you're like, I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. And so it's usually the 1 year, the personal 1 year. So that will be next year for you, where you go, yeah, I've crossed threshold. Okay, it's changed now, or I'm seeing the change. So the 9 kind of leaves you hanging, but gosh, you're between worlds. You're the old self and the new self in many different parts of you. And that's too much laundry. That's too much dirty laundry to keep track of. You're just doing laundry. So you're busy with chores. Okay. And you're saying good as a 5, love quick. So I don't know where your 5 is. Oh, you just gave me your chart. So you're in a 5. You're a 5 life path. And you are correct, right? You're an attitude 8. And you're in a 9, like you said. Okay. And you're a double 5 with because you're born on a 5 day too as well. Gotcha. Yeah. Your 5 will like it. And actually, there are certain numbers that are harmonious with one another. Okay. Like for instance, 2s, 4s, and 8s, they get along because they work with similar energy. They like things to be a little slower and more methodical, all for different reasons. Okay. 5s and 9s, they usually get along because they don't like to overthink it. They just like to do it. And they like to just be in the energy of life. Okay. So 5 is like, let's have an adventure. 9 is like, the adventure is coming to me. This is a lot. And that's actually what the 5 wants. The 5 like wants it so much, it's going out to get it. Like 9 just, it hits the life. It hits you. It forces you to be jack of all trades. 5s and 9s pair well together. So yes, this year won't feel as yeah, I'm going to say the word. It's not going to feel as reckless. It's going to feel a little bit more manageable. Okay, just depending on where your chart actually is, with being an 8, 5, 5. Now, the most difficult cycles, because you asked me, like, is a 9 difficult? The most difficult cycle, I think, for a lot of people is an 8 cycle, but you're an attitude 8 just based on your chart. So last year, that would have been your 8. Yeah, it wasn't fun. There was some really, really not cool things that went down, but it was almost like you were up for the task because a part of you is up for hard truths and doing the hard work and knuckling down. You're just like, oh gosh, gotta take care of it. And if you can understand this, Renee, just let me know. So you actually are pre-baked to handle difficult things. So that's nice. Just because you're an attitude 8, and also because you've gotten past your 8 year, you're in your 9. Okay. So the number one thing I like to tell you, I tell people this often, in a cycle 9, I'm telling you, this applies to everyone I've ever met with a cycle 9 for the year. You will have conversations with people, family or friends, where when you tell them, no, I don't like this, or I really want this now, and they've given you resistance prior, some of those people, so it's not going to be everyone, but some of those people, and they're really going to stand out to you. They're just going to be like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And you'll be like, what? You've never wanted to do that. Or what? Like, huh? You're letting me do this? Like, you're supporting me in that way? They're like, yeah. Or people will just kind of like fall off and give you space, maybe that stress you out. Like, the rules change. The rules do not apply. And you will see that with your everyday waking life. The rules change with the identity of you. And it's really strange. So every 10 years, It's like 10, 11 years. We go through numbers 1 through 9, like with all the overlaps and everything. Okay, so it's like 9, 10, 11. We'll have like we have that full rotation at the 9 mark, but we have overlap sometimes. Okay, and then in Vedic astrology, it's an 11-year cycle. So I like to include the 11 sometimes. But like every like 9, 10, and then you could even go into 11 years, we have like very big identity change. And so parts of us stay the same, but these other parts of us that, and it's not like we're changing every 10 years, like, oh, there's a new part, there's a new part. No, every 10 years, though, you get to change a part. So something from 30 years ago, every 10 years, or 20 years ago, I don't know where it sits. It could be from 5 years ago, but you could have something very long standing, like from 40 years ago, however, anyone's age is. And that's the year where something gets eliminated. And usually it's the old stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put it like that. All right. So Renee. Flowers from Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Thank you for your flowers. I love your flowers. I love your colors and your ribbons and your flowers. Hello. She's the flower color ribbon lady. She's an amazing reader. Lynn. Another Lynn. We have 2 Lynns in the house. Okay, cool. So I'll go to you in a second, Lynn. All right. So you're saying your life path 2 and you're in a personal 5-year. Okay. And let me know if you have a question with that, Lynn, as well. Like what, if you want a general or if you have a question. Okay. And hello. Aloha, mi amor. Aloha. Suri, back at ya. Hello, love. Thank you for sending love. Suri is an amazing healer and reader as well. We have people in from Sacred Spiral. So Kaleidoscope of the Soul is in the house. Tongue twisters for me sometimes when I'm a little bit tired. And then Suri, she is the host of Acts of Awakening, and that was just on yesterday. Lynn was on this morning. We have Jennifer Rose. Hello, Jennifer Rose, Embracing Infinity and Fashionably Spiritual, and also Messages from the Enchanted Realms. That's tomorrow. So shout out to Jennifer. And then Evelyn, hello, beautiful Evelyn. So much love to you too. Evelyn and Suri, oh my gosh, they're just little lighthouses. They're big lighthouses, actually. Evening, hello, Beverly. It is very interesting, Renee. Hello, Kweezy. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Allison. Hello, Charlene. Hello, Teresa. I'm saying hello to everyone in for a second. Nicole, Deanna, Dominic. Hello. Thank you. Okay, so I see some questions. I'm going to go back to Lynn's. Hi, Karen. Karen's in here. Hi, Charlene. And then hi, Karen. What question should I ask? Please tell me what my guides would like me to know. I can with numerology. We're doing the Numerology Hour. So pop down your numbers, Karen. Heather, hello. So everyone, as you continue to come in, it's great to see you. Hello, Rose, Christine, me and my shadow, and Cindy. I see everybody. I'm going to Lynn. She was the next one. And Lynn I was under the impression that 11 was a master number and not reduced to 2, although it carries the energy of 2 as well. What else can you tell me about my life path of 11? So, yes, but still at the end of the day, 11 is a master vibration of 2. Okay, but when you get the 11, you recognize it as a separate number and you don't reduce it. Okay, so sometimes when I'm doing quick readings, I will acknowledge, hey, there's 2 energy. Okay, and I won't always focus on the master vibration unless I sit down and talk to somebody for a long time. I do that sometimes as a numerologist. that's a little bit of my style where I'm untraditional in that realm, but I absolutely look at the master number, and I will do additional reading on the master number because it's not just a 2, it means something else. You're still honoring the 2 energy it comes from, but it's something else additionally. So it is not the same, but 1 plus 1 is 2. 11 is a master vibration of 2, even though it's the master vibration 11. Okay? And like the 22, it is a master vibration of 4, but it is master vibration 22. I hope that makes sense. Because 2 plus 2 is 4. So when you see it, you go, aha, 22. That has caught my attention, needs to be validated, needs to be given a message, needs to be acknowledged. But still, you can't take away the fact that it is a 4 as well. You can't. You have to acknowledge both numbers. Okay? So it is not reduced, but it is acknowledged. I hope that makes sense. And I know actually some really well-known numerologists that they will only accept the master number if it has a certain rule in certain calculations. So it can be quite technical with how you find 11 sometimes, or 22 or 33. But for like your birth chart and everything, my gosh, yeah, you don't overthink it. It's just if you see an 11, if you see 22, if you see a 33, no, if you see a 44. Like Sandra Bullock, she's a 44. When you add up her full month, day, and year, she's a 44. And so she's a 44-8. And in numerology books, you'll see that distinction: 44/8, 11/2. Okay, 22/4, 33/6. And so like with Sandra Bullock, she became a producer. She didn't just become an actress, she became a producer, a multi-movie level producer and TV show producer. So she has respect in the industry, like from a different standpoint, and she really took the reins, and that really showcases her life path. It is coming into entrepreneurship or management, taking charge, taking the responsibility, and making something a little bit more your own usually. And then when you have a master vibration, it's added responsibility always. It's always added responsibility, added, especially in the 8, if you're a 44-8, especially in the case of added ambition. And for the other numbers, if it's not pure ambition, it's I wake up and I long for something. I have extra energy to do something. Okay? So they feel like they have this output that they're like, I should use this for something. Got to figure out what that is. When once I do, I feel like I can do more. I feel like I can add this. I feel like I can. Okay. So you have to acknowledge what the energy is, and then the context really helps with the numbers. I hope that makes sense, Lynn. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sure. Okay, so I'm going to go where I'm guided. Do we have any more questions? Evelyn, I get so confused with my numbers. I think I'm a life path 9, but how or where does my attitude come in? Does it all change every year? Your personal month and your personal year numbers will change depending on the month and the year, but your chart, like your attitude number, your life path number, that stays the same, because that's based on your birthday numbers, as those stay the same. Now you also have name numbers, and that can change based on if you're married, if you have a nickname that you really, really stick to and tell people about and say, hey, like, this is who I am. Your identity changes based on the vibrations that you use to walk in the world with. So we are given labels and we take on labels, for our temporary infinite ness. That sounds paradoxical, but we take on these certain codes of energy, okay, and then we start functioning within those codes. But you can change your code. But with the birthday thing, it's like that's just like with astrology. That's where the energy lined up when you came out of the person you came out of, and that's a snapshot of the energy you entered the world with. LOL. Seems like I've got a lot of catitude. So everybody, your attitude number is really, really important. It's really easy to find. It's just your month plus your day. It's way easier to find than adding up your year too, but that's not too bad as well. But in numerology, your attitude number is very similar to your rising in astrology. So your attitude number is how you think, your perspective, your personality. Your life path is your trials, your tribulations. It's your personality too, but it's like how you're coming into your personality, how you're evolving into your personality. It talks about, the path you will take to fulfill yourself. And so there's certain times where you're going to be like, man, I don't want to be this. I don't want to do this. Well, your attitude is never like that. It's just like, I am this. So just no matter if something bad happens to me, I'm just using this energy. It's just natural. It's just natural. Okay. So for people who have multiple numbers that are the same, it doesn't mean that they're not going to have issue with that then, because literally they're forced to with their life path. If their life path number is the same as their attitude, they're forced to be comfortable in some areas of that. Absolutely. But actually have more intensity. And so they have to go more in depth and have a more variety of what that is. Okay. So if you have your life path a certain number, you will always contest certain aspects as well as thrive in certain aspects of that number. Your attitude is just like, that's just what I rock with. Right? Like, think about it like in color. Your attitude number, you're just like, my attitude is blue. I just really, really dig blue. I really, really dig blue. If your life path was blue, you'd be like, sometimes I really like blue and sometimes I like red. I'm sick of blue. Give me some red and green. But sure, I go back to blue. But man, I'm sick of his sometimes. Right? But your attitude as blue would just be like, yeah, blue. I like wearing it. I just goes with me. Okay, so we're just doing metaphor right now. But Evelyn, give me your numbers and I'll tell you what they are. And sometimes we just have to be reminded. I'm going to say hello to everyone else coming on in. Hello, Terry. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by to say hi. Suri, what did you say up top? You said me. You said M-E. Suri, you got to give me your numbers. Or like, well, actually, I think I know Suri's numbers. But if you want a reading, you got to, by saying me, you gotta say, I want a reading, because I can't assume, Suri. Lynn, you're talking about, you have a 4. Absolutely. I'm scrolling down. Michael Christopher says, hi. He's going to be on right after. So I'm going to go, actually, and I better start doing a couple more readings. I'm going to go. I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of gap because I came in late. But I'm going to do a couple quick readings, and then Michael and Jennifer are on in just a moment. So I'm kind of like warming them up. Warming up the stage. They don't need it. They don't need my help. But I'm opening for Michael and Jennifer. So they're going to be doing some mediumship and psychic readings. And I think they're going to be doing some Rebel card deck pulls. So it's kind of going to be a spicy show. They play around with the fact that they run a little later. Then Suri. Oh yeah, you're talking about if changing your name. Yes, changing your name will change your numbers. Absolutely, Suri. And then if you identify with those names at certain times, you'll actually carry more numbers, only sometimes, with how those apply. So that's a whole conversation. So like if you go home and you're like, someone knows me by a different name, when you go home, suddenly you will embody that energy. It doesn't mean it stays with you past that place. It just, if you have a certain name, like if your name is Jack and your mom calls you Jackie every time you come home and you're known as Jackie and the cousins know you as Jackie, your numbers at home are going to be that of Jackie, and thus you will take on personality traits of Jackie rather than Jack. That's 100% influential. It really is. It's very strange what numbers do. It's very strange, but it's a thing. Hello, Jennifer McCormick. All right, so let me jump to some readings. It's okay, Karen. We're doing numerology. All right, so I'm going to go to... Michael is saying it's going to be an R-rated program tonight. Okay. That's me sweating as the producer. Hopefully I won't have to pull the plug, man. Jeez. He's warning me. Okay. All right. So Evelyn, did you want your numbers? You were asking what your numbers were. And then I'm going to go to Amanda Patterson. Are you still with us? Amanda Patterson. Amanda Patterson. Hello, Lily. Hello, Lisa. Amanda Patterson, are you still with? If you see this, Amanda, you let me know. Yeah, please do, Evelyn. Amanda? Okay, so I'm going to jump to someone else then. I'm going to go to Kayla. Kayla, are you still with us? Kayla. You gotta let me know. So, Kayla. So if I pick you, you gotta let me know you're still in the comments. Everyone I'm picking is not responding in the comments. Let's see here. Okay, so then I'm gonna go to... Let's see here. Nicole. Nicola. Are you here? Oh, Kayla is here. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. I'm just going to who I'm guided with, so I appreciate everybody. So, Kayla, do you have a question? Or did you want a general reading? Because you are Attitude 2, Personal Day 1, and you are also a Life Path 1. Attitude 2, Personal Day 1, Life Path 1. So it's a very, very important, general. Okay. It's very important that you are comfortable with being you. Okay. And I feel like you are, and I feel like you would be, but sometimes you're just like, I kind of wish that people could come with me sometimes. I feel like that's within you from time to time. I kind of wish that people would go with me sometimes. And the greatest thing is if you follow, I try to be, I feel like you naturally are, but it's kind of in conflict at times, even though you naturally are, if you can understand that. The beauty of one is if you lead or just rebel, what happens is you find other people willing to support you or to rebel with you. Okay, so you find your tribe by, allowing yourself to do things that other people find unexpected or maybe off-putting, or they misunderstand it. You're just like, okay, that's all right, still gonna do it. But it's important to talk about it so you can find other people that are like you or want to support you. So I actually think you do these things, but sometimes you don't always talk about it because you're going to do what you're going to do. But you're like, yeah, I might as well not polarize if I'm already going to do what I'm going to do. And I feel like it doesn't have to be as isolating. So I'm putting that I'm putting that out there. And with ones, it's almost like I'm gonna put this out here for like a point of if like you're dating or if you are in a close relationship with somebody. With ones, because you are attitude one and life path one, like people pleasing does not work out for your soul. People pleasing does not work out for your happiness within the laws of numerology. Because numerology with one, it's saying like you got to tell them exactly where you're at and they have to celebrate that. And if there's a misunderstanding, you can do that respectfully. But you have to stick to your guns because one is all about being the individual. So embrace that. Embrace that, and you will find somebody who loves you to be the individual, that will celebrate that and look up to you with being the individual or thrive in their own unique individualness too. It's like you give them permission and they love it. Yeah, people pleasing, it doesn't make you happy. Certain like people pleasing is never good, I don't think. But you can be empathetic and just be like, oh, I really like making people feel good. And it's just like, in your case, it doesn't feel good. You just think it's something that is supposed to be done. So yeah, it doesn't feel good anyway. It doesn't feel good anyway. It won't do you any favors. You're gonna be well received and you're going to be happier if you ruffle some feathers, because you'll actually find you won't be ruffling. You'll be raising eyebrows and people like it, but they have to come find you first. Okay, so that's really, really important. And you are in a 2-year. So this is a very emotional time where, yeah, you're going to have to dive in and look at yourself, like your past self and past choices, and go, what's really my motivation? And what did I suppress along the way? So journaling is really important. Healing is really important. Self-review. This year naturally makes you more emotional, so you can do the healing work and you can go within, like you can't miss it. Sometimes things bother us and we go like, oh, I gotta keep going forward, gotta go to work, gotta do this, gotta do that. And sure, that's important. But with a 2-year, it will make you feel so intensely or deeply that you'll go, oh, I really gotta figure this one out. Yowza. And it's great because we get to heal. All right, so I give that to you, Kayla. I'm going to do another quick one. I'm going to go to Monique for a second. Monique, you are an attitude 6. So this means like you're a very generous, loyal friend. You go above and beyond. You are a life path 3. And as a life path 3, the whole kind of journey, it doesn't mean it's always easy, but you have to be out there in the world. You have to be out there in the world using your voice, using your gifts, because your life is made to inspire others. So you actually have this natural charisma that you can use to help others, whether spread the word about something good or invite people in to something of quality. You have the gift to help lead the way, whether you're selling it or you are promoting it or teaching or presenting for another person or company. You have the natural gift of gab. You have to be confident with it, because these people who are life path 3s like you are, they will always be able to make money with the gift of gab. They will always make money with the gift of creativity and being a voice for people, or being a channel of communication. It could be writing, it could be music. It flows through you. Okay? So it doesn't have to be literal. Some of these things I'd have to look at more of your numbers. But as long as you are using your voice and being creative and allowing other people to see you and actually being social in your job of choice, you will have natural prosperity. Okay? Certain life paths require a lot of inward work and require quiet in order to think. And others, you need to be out and about and in the mix. Okay? So that is my sharing with you regarding you being a life path 3, especially with you having that 6 as well. And I really quickly have to hop off because in 15 minutes, Michael Christopher and Jennifer Lee are on, and I am setting up their show backstage. So I gotta go. I'm so sorry I wasn't on here longer. I really wanted to be. But thank you, everybody. I will see you for the Psychic Hour coming up next week. And we'll see Jennifer Lee and Michael Christopher for Spiritually Imperfect in just a couple of minutes. And they're going to be doing a bunch of really, really fun readings. So the journey and party continues. Lots of love. Absolutely. Absolutely, Monique. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please go with love, luck, and light. And don't forget to live. See you in just a moment.